My name is Eric Keck. I'm the city manager here at the city of Englewood. Wow, that's a pretty live mic. I just want to thank you all for coming this evening. It's very bright, so I can't see everybody's shining faces, but what an honor and privilege it is to be able to put on this event this evening, and we're so thankful that you set aside the time to come visit with us this evening. You know, the city of Englewood is 114 years old this year, May 13th. That's a pretty important date for us. Very exciting that our community has been as vibrant, some innovative, and independent for that long a period of time. And I'm so proud of the many accomplishments that our community's been able to do during this time. I have the pleasure of working with 392 full-time employees and 387 part-time employees. And what I'd like to do right now actually is acknowledge the directors who help make everything go. So if you're a director, most of you are in the back of the room, please stand and be acknowledged. I know most of the director team is here. Yes. And these directors actually help drive all the comprehensive services that our community provides to our residents and businesses. You know, our mission is to promote and ensure a high quality of life, economic vitality, and a uniquely desirable community identity. And we cannot do this all on our own. Obviously, it's a collaboration with the business community as well as our residents. And those are the things that we want to talk about tonight and celebrate. You know, tonight, I'd like to take a moment to also acknowledge our mayor, Joe Jefferson. He's been a lifelong resident of Englewood, and he's got a heart for Englewood and this community like none other. He bleeds this community, and we're so blessed to be able to have Mr. Jefferson here. You know, an interesting fact as well is that he's the first known Asian mayor in the state of Colorado, and he's been a member of this council since 2007. And just again, I cannot say enough about, again, his heart and desire to make this community a better place than when he left it and found it. So at this point in time, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce our mayor, Joe Jefferson.
Thank you, City Manager Keck, for that wonderful introduction. You know, Mr. Keck has been our city manager for over 2.5 years, and the city has really blossomed with his leadership. I truly enjoy working with such a dedicated public servant. We're lucky to have him here in Englewood. Let's give Manager Keck a round of applause. Well, good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for being here. Welcome to the City of Englewood's inaugural State of the City celebration. I'd like to begin with a big thank you for all of you for being here tonight. It truly warms my heart to see so many people gathered to celebrate Englewood tonight. We all live and work in a truly wonderful place that I'm proud to call home. Although we're a small community of less than 7 square miles, we're a uniquely desirable place to be. We're a uniquely desirable place to live as well as do business because of the small town feel, along with the urban convenience and vitality that we all enjoy here in Englewood. Our unique history, cultural arts, and strong sense of community, so close to a big city, distinguishes us from other places. While we enjoy great proximity to all the Denver metro area offers, it is our people and relationships that define us. I truly appreciate seeing us come together tonight to strengthen the relationships that bind us. Tonight, we're here to celebrate the art of community, which, to me, incorporates so many individual contributions and relationships in Englewood's past, present, and future that make Englewood the uniquely desirable place it has become and that it will continue to be. There's no specific formula for success in building a community. However, all of our unique contributions locally culminate into what makes Englewood great. This uniqueness is accurately described with the term art as opposed to an exact science, because in short, creating community is an art. The term community incorporates all of us, and tonight we truly have an eclectic mix of people, true friends of Englewood, including both new and longtime residents, businesses, and public servants. I'm so happy to have us come together to support our community tonight and into the future. At this time, I'd like to take a moment to recognize my co-hosts and colleagues on the City Council. Please stand as I call your names and we can applaud them all. Mayor Pro Tem Rick Gillett, Councilmember Lorette Barentine from District 3, Councilmember Linda Olson from District 2. Councilmember Steve Yates at large. Councilmember Amy Martinez at large. And last but certainly not least, Councilmember Rita Russell at large. I really want to take this moment to thank my colleagues on the City Council for their countless hours of dedication to our community. I'm proud of the achievements that we've realized together, and I'm excited for what we will accomplish together. Thank you for your support this evening. I'd also like to ask any other City of Englewood past council members or mayors to please stand. I saw former mayors Randy Penn and Jim Woodward here tonight, who I had the pleasure of serving with. Thank you for your past leadership and current mentoring. Can I get anybody who has served our city in the past to please rise? Thank you all for your service to Englewood. I also want to recognize all the citizen board and commission members who are advisory bodies to the City Council, past and present, who have served on a board or commission. Please stand for recognition. Thank you all for your hard work and service to our community. Finally, my fellow council members and I would not be able to accomplish everything we do without the support of our hardworking city staff. I know Mr. Keck has already thanked all of our department directors for being here tonight and their leadership, but I'd like to ask any city employee to please stand for recognition. Thank you all for everything you do for our community. We know it's due to your hard work that our city can keep moving forward every day. I also know there's a handful of elected officials and delegates, past and present, from around the Denver metro area as well, representing our local school districts, RTD, Arapahoe County, neighboring cities, and even reps from our state and federal representatives' offices. I'd like you all to please stand now as we recognize each of you for the positive impacts you've made in our community. Thank you all for supporting Englewood and for being strong regional partners. Finally, we see the true art of community all around us this evening. I'd like to give a special thanks to Laura Husbands, our talented local musician, and to Moe's, located right here in Englewood, for providing such delicious barbecue for all of us to enjoy this evening. I also want to take a little moment to thank the Museum of Outdoor Arts for providing an exclusive viewing opportunity for everyone to enjoy tonight, a great exhibit by Daryl Potteroff. Our strong partnership with the MOA put us on the map for cultural arts in Colorado. The museum is free to the public, and we appreciate the museum being here in the city of Englewood. On a personal note, I would like to thank my mother, Joe Jefferson, who's in the audience this evening. My mother has owned and operated a business in the city of Englewood for over 40 years, and it's with her countless sacrifices that I am the man I am today, and that I'm able to stand before you. Tonight, I'm really happy to report that the state of our city is strong, arguably stronger than ever before. I'm excited to share with you the roadmap my fellow city council members and I, along with the city staff, outlined to keep our community on a prosperous path in the future. I invite you all to join me as we explore Englewood's unique art of community, past, present, and even get a glimpse into our future. As Eric mentioned, Englewood is 114 years old this year. The community beginnings can be traced back to the discovery of large gold deposits along the South Platte River. In 1864, an Irish immigrant named Thomas Scarrett laid claim to 640-acre homestead that encompasses most of what is present-day Englewood. Thomas is now referred to affectionately as the father of Englewood. In the late 1800s, the community developed a saucy reputation when gamblers built saloons and roadhouses along South Broadway. But in 1903, there was a movement to clean up the area and its bad reputation. As mentioned, on May 13, 1903, citizens overwhelmingly voted in favor of incorporation. Two of Englewood's earliest settlers, Tom Scarrett and Jacob Jones, ran against each other in the community's first mayoral election. Jacob Jones won by a narrow margin, and his election created a more family-friendly environment for our citizens to enjoy into the future. The Cherolyn horse car was a central part of life in Englewood between 1892 and 1910. with residents riding it to work and shop in Englewood. It was the only gravity-operated vehicle in existence at the time, right here in Englewood on Broadway between Hamden and Quincy. We have a restored horse car in the lobby of the first floor of the north side of this building. Please check it out if you get an opportunity. In 1892, the first school opened here in Englewood, and in 1905, a young doctor established an institution for Swedish immigrants with tuberculosis. By the mid-1950s, that became Swedish Hospital. Craig Hospital also has roots that go back over 90 years. The hospital's namesake, Frank Craig, came to Denver to recover from tuberculosis in 1905. He established the colony of brotherly love for indigent tubercular men, and by 1956, the Craig colony became the Craig Rehabilitation Hospital. Today, Swedish and Craig hospitals are now the two largest employers in the city of Englewood. I'd like to recognize and welcome Craig CEO Mike Fordyce and Vice President Lee Means tonight, as well as Swedish COO Ryan Simpson. You out there? Thank you for being here tonight and for all you and your organizations do for our city and for our region. In 1906, Englewood was home to the Tuileries Amusement Park, the world-renowned on the 3400 block of South Broadway, our historic downtown. The first motion picture theater, the Englewood Theater, opened in 1912. The Gothic Theater was built in 1929 and is still one of our central attractions here in the city. Alexander Industries started out in 1923 in downtown Englewood as a film company before they started building airplanes. Alexander Industries ended up manufacturing one of the most successful airplanes of the time, the Eagle Rock biplane. Englewood saw major development in the 1920s. Broadway was paved, the Chamber of Commerce was formed, the General Iron Works came to Englewood and produced countless feats of industry. In the 1920s, Englewood fought to maintain its identity. Two separate elections held after some 300 local residents requested annexation to Denver. Loyal citizens voted to reject Denver and retain their city by a narrow margin of 4 votes in one election and only 6 in the other. After World War II, Englewood again underwent substantial changes to its business and residential landscape. New residences were built, more businesses added to accommodate the growing population and their families. A new high school was built, and a variety of industries began choosing Englewood as a great place to locate. This was undoubtedly a period of substantial growth for Englewood as well. In 1968, the largest shopping mall west of the Mississippi opened for business in Englewood, Cinderella City. Cinderella City enjoyed tremendous success until the 1990s and closed in 1997. We are gathered at the old Cinderella City site this evening. Today, Englewood is a distinct reflection of its colorful history. There continues to be a high priority placed on established, family-friendly neighborhoods, a vibrant local economy, transportation, park amenities, as well as education. New development, which continues to bring new residents and businesses, has boosted the city's economy. Englewood continues to maintain its small-town feel with all the conveniences of a metropolitan city. Today, there are approximately 2,000 businesses that call Englewood home. Major industries include industrial, manufacturing, healthcare, as well as the service sector. The current population of Englewood is 33,000, with millennials making up 31% of our total population, while 22% of our residents can be considered baby boomers. While these interesting statistics show a shift towards a younger demographic, we truly value the diversity we see in the age range of our population and find that seniors and millennials often want the same things: excellent transportation infrastructure, access to affordable housing, a vibrant local economy that provides plenty of opportunity and consumer choice, community gathering places, and most of all, a sense of community where they live. Residents and businesses have long recognized the value that Englewood provides. This in part has to do with the city's low mill levy assessment, which makes our city an attractive and desirable place economically. We are able to achieve this efficiency even after substantial temporary mill levy increases to pay for new schools and a new police facility. We are also able to achieve this because our local businesses help pay a substantial portion of our overall operational expenses for the city. As you can see in this chart, Englewood has more affordable residential and commercial real estate prices compared to our neighbors in Denver and Littleton. So if you're looking at the metro area, Englewood is an attractive place to live or do business just based on value alone. However, We have so much more potential than to simply be a value-driven destination, as we truly are a great place to be. After the Great Recession began in 2008, the city's budget was struggling, and we had shortfalls in the general fund. However, Englewood City Council and staff have really made a priority to restructure and capture efficiencies to improve our city's overall long-term financial outlook by building up reserves. I'm proud to say that we've made great strides towards sustainability, as 2016 represented the first budgeted surplus in many, many years, and we now have nearly 7 years in a row of actual surplus in the general fund. However, we still have many long-term capital needs, and we must remain vigilant to protect our financial future. The city and its residents rely on the economic health of our businesses to support city services. That's why City Council and staff are dedicated to maintaining collaborative and mutually beneficial relationships with our business community. Residents rely on the revenue from businesses to help pay for city services and provide local jobs. In turn, residents provide a consistent consumer base and workforce. Over 60% of the general fund comes from the sales and use taxes collected from our local businesses. Thus, when local business succeeds, we truly succeed as a community. We have worked diligently to create an environment that fosters economic growth while effectively managing our limited resources to improve the city's financial stability. We recently presented a financial overview to Standard & Poor's, which resulted in a bond rating of AA+. The S&P review concluded that our city is very stable, well-managed, and has excellent credit. We are very proud of this rating and what it means to us as policymakers and city staff on a job well done so far. This year, the city introduced a new way of prioritizing our annual expenditures known as budgeting for community goals. This process allows us to analyze expenses from a programmatic level to truly understand the real cost of doing business, as well as prioritize our spending to identify potential efficiencies. The heavy lifting on this transition is underway as we speak. We'll be continuing budget discussions with our residents at upcoming workshops in June. I hope that you'll join us for some of those conversations. For the first time in 14 years, the city updated its comprehensive plan, which serves as a living document that was used as a roadmap to help plan the future of our community. We recently completed the Parks and Rec Master Plan that represents an update to our last Parks Master Plan and our first ever Recreation Master Plan. Findings from the Park and Recreation Master Plan show that residents highly value and consistently use the city's public parks, trails, golf course, and other recreational services. These assets contribute significantly to the quality of life, physical and mental well-being, neighborhood identity, as well as our attractiveness to employers. Both of these plans are important to the sustainability of our community and identify long-term challenges and opportunities the city will need to confront in the future as well. Both plan processes included extensive community input to ensure we made decisions that were in line with the desires of our residents and provide both short and long-term action plans. The city has challenges that it will inevitably face in the future, including managing future development to ensure a high quality of life, transportation infrastructure costs, capital improvement funding, and significant stormwater drainage issues. The Northeast Englewood Drainage Improvement Project depicted in this map will cost approximately $25 million. This all-piped, long-term solution will need to be built in phases and is anticipated to be paid through storm drainage fees as well as grant from the urban drainage and flood control districts. However, over the next 10 years, it is projected the city will also need to expend $32 million on road and bridge projects, $17 million on facilities refurbishment, and $31 million on parks and recreation infrastructure, including our 2 facilities in recreation, the Englewood Recreation Center and the Malley Senior Center. Projects that currently don't have a designated funding stream. However, there are opportunities through state and federal grant programs for the transportation projects, Arapahoe County Open Space and Greater Outdoors Colorado for our parks and recreation projects, and the redirection of lower performing program funds into our capital accounts to address the facility capital needs. If we stay poised and properly identify our needs, we will put Englewood in the best position possible to succeed on these and other challenges in the future. After our last election over a year and a half ago, our council worked closely with staff to create a list of top priorities to focus on over the next 2 years. This list included items that were addressed in the comp plan, and the many that remained evolved into 5 primary goals and themes for the term. The 5 priority areas include economic development, customer service, communication, events, and placemaking. In support of local economic development initiatives in the city, Englewood hosted a job fair for the 2nd year in a row. Over 30 employers participated with over 350 local jobs available. We understand the important role businesses play in our local economy, and the event was successful again this year in matching local talent with our local businesses. Our new partnership with the Aurora South Metro Small Business Development Corporation, which has established a satellite office in the city center here and is offering business training programs for the first time here in Englewood, is a wonderful program. The city is keenly focused on supporting and attracting small to mid-sized businesses, which is a shift from our previous economic development strategies. That's because 95% of Englewood businesses have 50 employees or less. We're excited to be the 2nd municipality in the state of Colorado to commit to implementing the Small Business Administration Startup in a Day program. This will enable prospective businesses to access all the information within 1 day that they will need to establish a business in our community. We've also revamped our economic development incentive policy, and we are currently offering grants to businesses at the startup stage and to established businesses as well. The grant programs enable new enterprises to get off to a good start and ensures business retention within our community. We also offer site selection services, to prospective businesses and investors who are seeking locations in Englewood. You're able to do your own search online, or you're able to contact economic development staff so they can provide personal assistance. These programs have received accolades from regional media outlets, including the Denver Post and the Denver Business Journal, that we're very proud of. Englewood truly is a home for business, and in this upcoming video, you'll see how 4 very different businesses have put down roots and flourished right here in our community.
We've been in business in Colorado for over 70 years. We started out making hand-carved wooden signs, and now we outfit some of the most famous resorts, malls, and brands in the country using state-of-the-art technology.
Our dream was to create a family business, something our kids could help us build and inherit. We started with 1 coffee shop in Englewood with dreams of having many more.
I was hiking Devil's Head Mountain about 15 years ago when the idea of opening a distillery first came to me. I was trying to figure out how to leave my corporate job to do something I was truly passionate about.
When Shakespeare put on plays, it took many different guilds working together to make his stories come to life. The vision of the guild is to provide a collaborative co-working space, one where professionals from different disciplines and backgrounds can see their dreams realized and share expertise, experience, and connections.
Our business actually started in Denver, but we moved to Englewood because we were looking for an industrial space with safe and convenient access to all major roads. We take pride in what we do, and we are proud to be part of this community.
We knew we had to start our business somewhere affordable, but we also wanted to be in a diverse and artistic community. Englewood was the perfect place to open our first coffee shop. We now have 4 locations and have been able to share our love for coffee and community throughout Colorado.
After looking into other cities in the metro area, Englewood was the most accommodating and supportive of my business. I love how easy it's been to work with the city and the support I continue to receive from city officials and community members alike.
When you think of opening a business in Colorado, most people think of Denver. But we knew Englewood would afford our coworkers better prices, easier parking, and more convenience. A place where they could truly live, work, and play.
Englewood is the art of manufacturing.
Englewood is the art of retail.
Englewood is the art of craft.
Englewood is the art of small business.
In addition to the businesses highlighted in this video, Englewood has seen a dramatic increase in development activity throughout our community. As continued investment and commitment to Englewood, both Craig Hospital and Swedish Hospital recently underwent large expansions, $90 million and $50 million respectively. Both of these renowned medical institutions are anchors for our community and draw people from the region and around the world. Access to affordable housing is a major challenge in the Denver area, and several new residential projects are popping up and adding increased variety and broader price points to the city's housing profile within the last year. The Bell, Cherry Hill Apartments, and Live Apartments have opened in central Englewood. The Oxford Apartments are now open adjacent to the Oxford Light Rail Station. A new single-family home neighborhood known as Quincy Lane is also open for new residents. This access to affordable housing that is our major challenge. Englewood is attempting to meet this critical need through our recently completed Foundry Apartments at the former Englewood Ironworks site, the Broadway and Acoma Lofts development in downtown Englewood, as well as Traditions, an age and income restricted new development. Construction is now underway on Ironworks Village, a new neighborhood that will include a mix of single-family houses, townhomes, and condominiums at the former General Ironworks site, providing a much-needed diversity of housing options within the city, including many for ownership. The market is really taking notice of everything Englewood has to offer, and both new residents and businesses want to be here. Record-breaking real estate sales of the Art Walk City Center apartments, as well as the Bell Cherry Hills apartments, recently took place. The Art Walk apartment sold for $97 million, and the Bell Cherry Hills sold for $78 million. I'm very excited also about the old Sports Authority site becoming the new home of Earth Treks, a climbing and fitness gym that is slated to be the largest indoor climbing facility in the United States. The owners of the property are also pursuing other ideas for the remainder of the site, including new employers and residential development being potentials. Other recent commercial redevelopment include Rite Aid, a new Chick-fil-A, Dunkin' Donuts, Williams Jewelers, and so many great local restaurants and bars, and so many others I don't have the time to list here this evening. Each of these projects is truly a testament to the city's economic vitality. The second priority of this city council is our dedication to customer service. The city plans several new customer service initiatives to support residents and businesses. In recent resident and business surveys, we learned that respondents were very satisfied. Englewood residents indicate a high level of satisfaction for a number of city services, as outlined in the recent survey. At a 69% approval rating and 20% with mixed views, voters are highly positive about the direction of the city. 73% say growth and economic vitality is a good thing, while 66% agree rising property values are very positive. 76% of Englewood voters also give very positive ratings to the fire department performance. As many of you know, in the beginning of 2016, the city contracted with Denver Fire. This move was concern for many residents and city council and staff alike, but the service provided by Denver has surpassed our expectations and is reflected in positive response times and consumer satisfaction. Overall, the quality of city parks and recreation services, the job of Englewood Police to keep the city safe, and overall quality of life all received approval ratings of over 85%. And in these times, while that might only get you a B in grade school, in this time of local government, I would suggest that this is an A to an A+. When it came to business transactions within the city, more high marks were received. 86% of respondents stated that the city staff was extremely easy or very easy to work with, and 80% of respondents stated that business interactions with the city were either excellent or good. I'd be remiss with all the talk about art this evening if I did not mention our famous art shuttle while discussing our art community as well as our customer service platforms. The art shuttle is a unique local amenity. Englewood's free circular art shuttle transports riders to 19 stops connecting Englewood City Center with its light rail and public amenities to businesses in downtown, all the way to businesses in the medical district, including the Craig Hospital and Swedish Hospital facilities. This is a very popular service for our residents, averaging over 14,000 riders monthly. Public art is visible along the route, making the ride that much more enjoyable. This would not be possible without our relationships with the local arts community, as well as our strong partnership with RTD, so thank you both very much. Other customer service initiatives include our continued commitment to environmental sustainability. Over the last year, the city has partnered with Excel Energy in their Partners in Energy program to develop a citywide energy action plan which identifies broad goals for energy savings and cost savings. The community will look to meet its goal of 1% energy savings each year until 2030. I'm also excited to announce a new and exciting technology that really will advance our customer service efforts. This customer service application that'll be available on your phone will launch next month. This will allow residents to submit service requests that will be routed directly to the appropriate city department for faster service delivery. You'll also be able to view upcoming events, book a tea time, or contact city staff directly. We also now live stream city council meetings in an effort to improve transparency, accountability, and accessibility to all of our constituents. Take a look at our site and live stream city council meetings, or watch them later through our meetings portal. Thirdly, is our third priority, communication. We look to improve our communication efforts through events like tonight, as well as many other means. We hope to highlight points of community pride through these efforts. Through these communications, we hope to improve perceptions of the city as a place to live and do business by showcasing our unique local history, highlighting community innovations, as well as our dedication to the recreation and the arts. In May, we launched the new Citizen Englewood magazine. This publication combines our quarterly city newsletter with our Parks and Recreation guide. The magazine has a fresh, new look and gives us much more space to incorporate human interest stories, city news, profile local businesses, and highlight upcoming events. We hope that you all found the new format both interesting and fun to read. The city will also be launching its new website at the end of 2017. Our new website is one of the most important and visible communication tools we have in our belt. The newly designed site will be mobile-friendly and have improved, more intuitive navigation, as well as improved search functionality. Also, in an effort to improve internal and external communications, the city has formed a new communications department to lead our efforts in a very important area for our city. This new department has been focusing on new ways to communicate with the public. Look for us on Nextdoor, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Our next goal is events. Englewood is a place for neighborhood connections and free and low-cost community events that play an integral role in maintaining the city's small-town, family-friendly feel. City Council wanted to ensure the future of these events and create more by making our current events more sustainable through effective sponsorships and partnerships with our local businesses. Throughout the year, but especially during the spring and summer months, the city produces many community events for residents and visitors to enjoy. The largest of these is our annual 4th of July event, now in its 22nd year. This event draws nearly 40,000 people and is a partnership between the cities of Littleton, Sheridan, Arapahoe County, and South Suburban Parks and Recreation District. This should be better than ever, so please join us out on July 4th. From mid-June to early August, we host Sounds of Summer concert series right outside this building in our amphitheater. For 8 consecutive weeks, residents are invited to enjoy live music and food every Thursday night. Englewood Arts, a local nonprofit arts organization, holds a concert series right here in Hamden Hall, the room we're gathered in. Each year, they do this and promote music education in the community. We're also working with a volunteer committee comprised of local business owners to develop a new signature event for the city of Englewood. The goal is to promote the city and collaborate with the business community. We're hard at work on defining those details, so please stay tuned on this new signature event. A new business-led joint marketing event is sprouting up along South Broadway called Final Friday. This is a monthly event, the last Friday of every month, that showcases local businesses and encourages people to explore new places along the 2200 to 3400 blocks of South Broadway. Visitors can enjoy food, drink, and store specials while viewing local art and listening to live music. Join me out next month and support Final Fridays and our local entrepreneurs. Finally, our efforts with placemaking. In addition to local businesses banding together to make South Broadway a fun, iconic place for visitors, the city is investing in public improvements throughout the city. I'm really proud to highlight some much-needed improvements along downtown in the 3400 block of South Broadway. We're going to replace the old electrical system that will support new pedestrian light poles and accessory lighting. We'll also have new banners designating our historic downtown as uniquely Englewood. We will also enhance wayfinding signage, and other artistic and functional streetscape will be added to invoke a better sense of identity and place. We'll also be installing a pedestrian light, similar to the ones outside Swedish or the city center here at our new mid-block crossing to improve public safety. I'm very excited for our new look downtown that will really be taking shape later this year. The city continues to invest in our core transportation infrastructure. We maintain 340 lane miles of streets, 42 miles of alleys, 63 signalized intersections, and 11 city-owned bridges. Our infrastructure is critical to the success of our community and represents one of our largest capital improvements. I believe we do an outstanding job maintaining our roads and bridges. To enhance police services, Englewood voters approved a bond initiative in 2016 that will cover the estimated $27 million price tag of a new police facility. Construction is anticipated to begin at the end of 2017, with completion in the first quarter of 2019. We look forward to honoring our officers who risk their lives on a daily basis with a facility that will aid in keeping our community safe. Voters also approved school bonds in both 2014 as well as 2015, and the city of Englewood will have all new schools by winter of 2019. I'm so proud of the progress of our local school district, as education is such a large quality of life indicator for any community. Englewood Schools has been given the designation of accredited by the Colorado Department of Education for the first time since the accreditation system was adopted. New schools in our community are where future leaders can grow, flourish, and become the active, engaged citizens of tomorrow. However, we all know that buildings don't make communities. People do. Let's hear from a few Englewood residents and what they have to say about Englewood.
In Englewood, Colorado, we believe anything and everything can be a work of art. So in our city, we have a little something for everyone.
I grew up in Englewood. In fact, the home we are raising our family in was actually my grandparents' house. We love the history of this city, and for many generations, it has afforded our family with the kind of lifestyle we enjoy.
I'm new to town. I wanted to make a change, so I was looking for an affordable and accessible community just outside of Denver. I love that Englewood is thriving and diverse. In minutes, you can be in downtown Denver or meeting up with friends at the neighborhood hotspot.
We've lived in Englewood for almost 46 years. While much has changed, it still has that small town feel. We know our neighbors and they know us.
So, are you looking for a great community to raise your family in? Are you ready to try something new and get out and play? Are you looking for a place that has big city amenities with a small town feel? Well, you may have just found what you're looking for.
Englewood is the art of family.
Englewood is the art of opportunity.
Englewood is the art of community.
In closing, Englewood is a wonderful place. It's been my honor to serve as our mayor for the last year and a half. I hope you all will agree that after tonight's presentation, that the state of our city is strong, arguably stronger than ever before. Tonight, you've heard about Englewood's proud history leading up to the major accomplishments of the city council from the last year and a half, and I've also outlined a roadmap for the future of Englewood through council's 5 themes. Tonight, we celebrate Englewood and each and every one of you who make Englewood the great city it is. You all play a critical role in shaping Englewood's future and each contribute to the art that makes a place a community. I'd like to thank everyone here for providing Englewood with a sense of community, for making Englewood a great place to live and do business, and for creating exciting opportunities. Our people and our relationships define Englewood. I would not want to be anywhere else besides here with all of you, my friends, my neighbors, my colleagues, defining our own art of community that is uniquely Englewood. God bless you all, and God bless the city of Englewood.